Hey guys, welcome back to Frenemies. I'm Ian, and we are back for more Legends of Tomorrow. Ah, man, I've missed this show. It's just gonna be very different now because now that we don't have Ray anymore. So that was the last episode, which is weird. It's I don't know. I guess it's definitely gonna take some getting used to, even though there's been a few weeks now between this episode that we're about to watch and Brandon's last one from the last episode that they aired. But that was a very emotional episode. The scenes between Jesus, between Ray and Nate definitely hit me. They were an emotional gut punch, and they I kind of like when they were showing like the parallel between the Romeo and Juliet play and Ray and Nate. I really like that. We also got another piece, like I think it was a piece to find the loom or a piece of the loom, I think is what it was. But also I think maybe anyway, the lady that watched over Astra whenever she found her when she was brought to hell. She might be one of the Fates, possibly. I'm not really sure. But yeah, now they're aware of it, and so they're going to be probably looking for it. Unfortunately, John doesn't remember that at all. I don't think he noticed that it was her when he blasted her away. When he blasted Astra out of her, like, whatever she was doing. Like, basically using her scrying pensive. But they don't remember any of that. I don't know if their memories were brought back by Gideon or something. They didn't show that, so I mean, I don't know if they can do that. But yeah, they don't remember that, so... But yeah, then again, John didn't... I don't think he noticed that it was her that was looking on them. But yeah, Ray's gone. They're still looking for the loom. And I think there's only 16 episodes per usual. So we're already kind of a little over halfway done.
6 quid. Don't be cheap.
I mean, 6 quid probably wouldn't have been a lot for you, man.
We gotta get out of here before that psycho finds us!
Hi, you must be one of the Fates.
My sister should know by now she can't outrun fate.
Oh, Christ, that's the worst way to go. Well! Did they get drunk? Uh-oh.
How did I even get in your room?
You sleepwalked into Dr. Hayward's room at approximately 2:30 a.m. I tried to wake you, but you assaulted my mainframe, repeating snooze.
Hey, let's just be cool. You left this in my bedroom.
Oh.
Well, looky.
We didn't hook up.
It doesn't have to be a walk of shame if you enjoyed it. But if you are walking at all, you didn't enjoy it enough.
Gross, Charlie.
Jesus.
Maybe,
What if we go back through the last 15 years and we place you into all of her key memories?
Like a highlight reel.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of what Rip did with me. He programmed me with a bunch of memories that added up to be a childhood. Wasn't perfect, but I turned out okay.
She's not a clone.
Ouch. Yes, she's not a but she is programmable in a sense.
Whoa!
That's cool. Looks like supernatural filming here.
What?
You've never seen it? It's the show about these two hot brothers.
Wait, what? It's a show here? Uh-oh. Oh, crap. She's good at video games. Oh, Jesus.
Whoa. Did you just beat me?
Behrad, I don't know how to play video games. But it's like I'm being haunted by someone who dresses like a teenage boy and makes me do awful things like eat donuts and cuddle with Nate. Whoa.
Whoa!
How did I do that?
That's cool. What? No way. Holy crap.
It's a prop.
It's a prop.
Now, what did I tell you about Loon Patrol?
Yeah, where we are out here, aren't we?
Oh, yeah? Have you scanned the woods for activity?
Do you know what this means? You were a legend. From what you said about the hacking, you were probably our computer expert.
And the air totem responded to you.
You two probably shared it.
Wonder twins.
He was dead, actually.
Oh, Mickey. Smiles. Wait a minute, did you break into my house?
Shush.
Grima lifted the king's decapitated head.
Oh Jesus, Mick, come on. Aw. Oh no. Oh no.
Kurt, we can get you new pants.
John, I could use a little help.
Yeah, I'm on it. Got it. Now all I need is a little bit of
Blood! Perfect! Thanks, Sara. That's cool. Oh, jeez. That does not make me...
Your sister, she's a nasty piece of work, but it takes more than amateur knife tricks to do me in. Now let's get the hell out of here, shall we, before she realizes I'm not bleeding out on the forest floor.
John, wake up, John. It's just a couple stab wounds. You're good. Just get... Oh, fuck.
Nice. It's a keepsake album, so I can never forget all the times that you bailed on me.
Well, I was in prison.
Not since 2015. You know, I never actually went to homecoming. I went back inside to get my purse, and when I came back out, you were gone. And I kept telling Kirk to wait because I wanted to say goodbye to you. But you had bailed, like always.
I think it's time that you go back in there and do what we should have done from the beginning.
Go back and kick myself in the...
No. No. Just go tell her you're sorry.
Guess you're right. No shortcuts.
Where are all the old people at?
Who are you calling old?
Be's back on the Wave Rider. Who do you think gave me the drugs? He's alive. Yeah, of course. Mom and Bubba, too. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. I got it!
Charlie!
Sara, no!
Look away! Look away! Sara, look away. Wait, hold, yo, what? So she was undead, or?
Ow! You'll never find the other pieces.
I mean, you were a superhero who wielded a totem and saved the world. Twice. And just a failed cat chat celebrity. My family is alive. And you
You actually seem like a lot of fun. I'm good with it.
I'm taking the ring. Whether she dies is up to you.
You could have just opened it, but okay. No, Behrad, Behrad, Behrad.
You don't belong here.
No! Stop! Somebody stop.
No more
Zari!
fate.
Zari, wake up! No!
You're not getting off this ship alive.
I am alive, by the way.
You saw my true form and survived. What are you?
Your worst nightmare.
Oh, is it because she's a... what's it, Paragon? Maybe? Oh, crap. That didn't hurt her. Cut the hand.
Bitch, ain't it?
Hand. Yes! Can we use the loom pieces to bring him back?
See,
What's going on? Where is... Oh my god. Behrad. Behrad. Behrad, June. Oh, why? How did this happen?
Are we being haunted by a pair of bloody gods? This situation just got a hell of a lot more dicey.
I can handle dicey. I can handle whatever it takes to save my brother. And until you bring him back, I am with you every minute of every damn day.
Yeah, I didn't expect, I mean... It's a mixture of, like, the emotional freaking gut punch, I guess. I don't know what else to call it. From that, it's like a mixture of, one, it's Zari, you know, she sacrificed a lot. What they did saved her family. And then that, like, not erased her, but kind of, in a way, killed that version of her, which is why apparently she was in the totem. Like, the ancestral lines, and like they kind of are connected to the totem, and so she's stuck there in a way. We'll get to that in a second, but she is fine. You know, she's like where she is right now. Like, she's content as long as her family is okay, alive, and happy. And then that happens. Her brother's killed again. And it's also just like the writers did such a great job, and then the actor too. Like, when they first brought him on, like at first, obviously when they first the finale of last season, when he took her place, I was very against having him on the team, and I was kind of not necessarily for him. It's just like that they got rid of Zari, like they don't even remember her being a thing, like being part of the team, and just replacing her with her brother. We didn't have any kind of attachment to him. But then when the season started, they just did a great job of making it seem like he, I guess, was a part of the team. You know, the same time I guess Zari would have joined up with them, and just making him likable. I don't know. It's just very, like, there's not necessarily a character growth that they need. It almost feels like, you know, he's where he is, and he's happy where he is, and like as himself. You know, he's happy with himself, at least from what we've seen. And yeah, again, just like the relationship that the team has with him, they pull it off, and so there's that attachment to him now, like that. Even though we've only had him for a very short time, it was just like, wow, I can't believe he did that. And Zara's reaction to that whole thing, you see like what drove Zari before when her family was killed. We kind of saw more of that Zari, because that's, again, Zari is who she is because of circumstances, you know, like beforehand it was her family that she was living through a dystopian life. I think it's the right term. She was hardened, more bitter, and had anger in her, and that came out because seeing her brother dead, and rightfully so blaming John, because it did kind of, sort of, I mean, I don't know about rightfully so, but like she's got a right to blame him for her brother's death, because it did bring what's her name, Atropos onto the ship. And unfortunately also she sensed that he doesn't technically belong, like his timeline was extended essentially and altered, and that doesn't sit well with the Fates. And I was really hoping that Zari was going to wake up at the right moment. I'm sorry I went on probably way too long on that little spiel, but that just really sucked. This episode, Legends is always really difficult to edit down. This is going to suck. At least not super late right now. Like, it's not as late as it was with The Flash. But it was really cool seeing the original Zari. Like, I don't think there, which it sucks. Like I don't hate this Zari. It's just, it's really hard to let go of the other Zari, of the one we had originally. And I'm pulled more to that kind of a character in the first place, so it's hard to just be content with this version over the original. But it's like I would feel bad if the original Zari took this Zari's place, because it's just the same. It's similar to what's happened with our Zari. Like, if there's a way that they could kind of merge without having a split person, I don't know. Like, it's I don't know, but it was cool to see that version again. It was very different, like just in tone, like in her voice, like this Zari pitches her voice up and talks more, you know, not what's the word, entitled, I guess, in a way. This one's just more to the point, down to earth, kind of. It's very different. The actress Tala does a great job. I thought it was funny at the beginning though, whenever original Zari, when our Zari, I don't know, the original Zari, when she kind of called the new Zari out as self-absorbed. I'm wondering if, going back again real quick, with Sara, I'm wondering if why she survived, like there's different reasons that I can think of. Like one is the fact that she's died and come back before. It might be, she was touched by the Lazarus pit. Maybe that had something to do with it and had an adverse effect to seeing a god's true form, or it's the fact that she had contact with the death totem. I don't, or the fact that she's a paragon. Like I don't know exactly what caused her to survive a god's true form. Not like that she was able to confront her again afterwards. That she was like, huh, "I showed you my true form when you were still alive," and then they cut her hand off, thankfully. So they were able to at least get the. I thought it was gonna be one of those things where they did the work and got the piece of the totem, and the bad guy ends up taking their bunch and then tracks down the last on their own, or maybe the good guys track down the last piece and then the good bad guys take it from them again, and then they win for a bit until the finale and all that stuff. But they got the pieces back. I mean, there's still time for them to get the whole of it again. I mean, we still have 8 episodes, I think. 8 episodes left. 8, 7, whatever. But I'm glad that they were able to get those 2 pieces back, at least for now. And this is completely off topic. I'm sorry. We never went back to Mick. It's very interesting. Like we had like multiple stories in this one episode. We had like 3 different kind of stories. Like the thing with Mick, the thing with Zari, and then the thing with the I'm blanking, with the loom, which converged with the thing with Zari in at the last bit. That God, okay, hold on. Okay, Mick. I'll write that real quick so I don't forget. But the bit with Zari, whenever after she found out, after she saw Behrad on the floor, like that, the way they did that, as much as I hated what was going on, what that scene was, I loved the way they did it. Just the over time people were leaving her to mourn on her own, and the way they did it was like the person would fade away one at a time, but her being there was like time was passing normally, just like everybody else was kind of not in her what's the word, she wasn't aware of them being there, just like her focus was on the fact that her brother had died. Like again, I hated that whole thing, but I just loved the way they did it. But goddamn, man, I mean, he had to protect his sister, so he was gonna step out of the way for whatever her name is. I know I'm gonna look at it again. Atropos. But Behrad's also a legend. He's a hero. So whenever she was leaving him, and then he didn't think that she would come back for her sister, he took the chance to use the Hell Sword on her, and the Hell Sword wouldn't have even done anything. So unfortunately, it wouldn't have mattered if Behrad would have gotten stabbed her or whatever in the first place, because it wouldn't have done anything. It's crazy. I mean, yeah, I know she's a god, but it's still like that definitely adds what's the word, a danger to her, even though we already had seen the danger she brings. The fact, just like showing you her true form will fry you from the inside out, like it did to Charlie's friends, which was really I felt really bad for her. I don't know if they'd be able to undo that, because that's kind of something to change, like in the timeline, just people seeing that happen, like a mass murder Well, I'm not necessarily. I don't know how many people she killed. I know she killed the band members, but I don't know if she killed anybody else. Really add a lot of weight to the danger she brings, like what they're up against. Like even though Sara, like she couldn't kill Sara. At least we don't know if that's a one-time thing still. Like we don't know if she was safeguarded against that as a one-time thing, or if that's like she can't kill Sara by doing that. Like Sara still couldn't kill her with the Hell Sword, so she put up a good fight. Though. Like she was actually holding her own against a god in terms of martial combat. And was able to actually stab her through with the sword, but it didn't do anything. And she can freaking even if she loses weapons, she can literally just pull a freaking bone dagger or whatever out of her arm and just use those. She can't really technically disarm her. And that's it. So I mean, going again, I'm jumping around a lot. And I'm really sorry, but it's just like one thing, my mind goes one way, and I want to go into that the fact that Zari had just found out that her brother was dead in another timeline, and then seeing him dead, like just seeing him dead in the first place obviously hit her. But like the fact that knowing that she had escaped that fate, and then just seeing that there right in front of her. But going back to Mick again, like I really loved those moments, like when he was with his daughter, when he saw her, you could see how happy he was being able to spend time with her. And whenever he first saw like her as a baby, like his face was adorable. But yeah, it was different but cool seeing Mick being able to explore that, and seeing him go through the same, like parental like highlights, his versions of obviously, like with the story that he was telling her about the guy. I think he lost his head. Something lost his head. Building a volcano with his fire gun. Leaving for the Tooth Fairy, leaving her a stolen wad of money from a bank. And even stealing the freaking crib, and holding her homecoming date at gunpoint with his fire gun during their picture. But then coming to the present point, whenever he left right after that, and she wanted to wait to go to say bye to him, so she never even went to homecoming. Like that, I felt really bad for him. You can tell he felt the pain in that one. I'm hoping that's not like as much as I don't know. I'm partially hoping that they're not writing Mick out of the show, but I mean, if I'd also feel bad, like he obviously seems to care for her enough that he first didn't want to be in her life because he was worried that it was just going to be worse, that he was going to end up being like his father, but also wanting her to be able to have someone she can actually, a father she can be proud of. Like I'd want her to have that as well, not just, I don't know, maybe he'd have to tell her about what he does as a time traveler, maybe, and that's why he hasn't been around since 2015. I don't know. Was that when it started? Yeah. Wow. It's so weird. But I don't know. I wondering if maybe he could tell her and then just like tell her and maybe Allie, maybe not. I don't know. Because I mean, Mick did seem to care about Allie. I don't know. I hope it's just not them. I hope they're not writing either characters like Sara and Mick, like the last ones. The last, because Ralph. Why do I keep saying Ralph? Ray is gone, and so that being, with the fact that it was Mick, Ray, and Sara were the last ones of the original team. If Mick and Sara leave, if Mick leaves, it'll just be Sara, and then there's the chance that she would leave. But I don't know. I really hope it's not that they're not running away from Mick to be out of the show. But at the same time, I'd be kind of okay with it, just because the fact he'd be able to be with his daughter and maybe the woman he loves. I mean, he did seem to care. Even Gideon noticed that he seemed to have feelings for her. So I mean, I don't know. Oh right, yeah, the freaking supernatural kind of crossover. It's funny, like I guess because of the fact the whole Earth Prime thing, it's affected things differently. Because I mean, I know Supernatural is on the CW as well, but in this case, it didn't bring it into the Earth. It brought it. It made it like it is for us, which makes sense because of the fact that, excuse me, sorry, like in the first episode when it showed that the reactors were reacting to the legends as news, that would obviously make something like Supernatural. I mean, it could go either or, but it makes sense that Supernatural was also just a show that people watch. I thought that was cool, but it's like the crew was killed, and they even had the Impala, which is great. I thought it was fun. They actually had the Impala and had the prop dummy guy in there. Still haven't finished that show. I'm so far behind. And I know the 15th season like the last season, so I thought it was fun. He's like, if the crew's dead, who's filming the 15th season? Well, Sarah, priorities right now. Apparently they could get a new crew, but those props seemed dangerously real that they gave the crew of Supernatural. The fact that Sarah's able to use them, or maybe Sarah's just really cool. She's just cool enough that it didn't matter. Like she could use plastic, I guess shurikens. I don't know. But yeah, we did get a confirmation that Clethis, I think her name is, that she is the other sister. So, and it makes sense. I mean, the fact that she made the coins that dictate the person's soul on their timeline. Like the fact that she made that coin for John that said when he would die, and that she was able to speed up how his death would come. Like she sped up his lung cancer. Yeah, I know Clethis is the one that Charlie actually explained. Clethis is the one that basically dictates how long the thread is. And then Atropos, I think it's her name. Yeah, Atropos. She cuts it. She kills the person. I'm wondering where that is. I know they say it's a loom. So she actually. What's wrong with these scissors? Like it was cool. I mean, as much as it sucked, when Atropos pulled the thread from Behrad, it was kind of cool. The effect. It was a really cool touch. I was really just hoping that something would have stopped her. Man, it had to have been trippy though to see that. Like you see your literal thread, your lifespan. What's keeping you alive? A little thread, and you just get snipped, and then you die. I mean, I don't think he was conscious for that point. I don't know how quickly it is, but in terms of as soon as you cut, maybe your subconscious is gone, or I don't know how it works in there. But yeah, I think that's all I got for this episode. God, that last bit was so much more emotional than I expected. I mean, I didn't think I was gonna be emotionless if Behrad were to die. I mean, I never even thought about him dying. I don't think. But it's just if I were to think of the thought, I didn't expect to get emotional. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. But man, that sucked. I hated seeing Zari like that, and Tala is she's doing such an amazing job. I love the way that what they all do, but it's just seeing just how differently she can portray this character that's the same character, just living a life as she had lived a different life. So she's gonna have a completely different personality, but also being able to do both in one in the same episode, and just her emotional why am I having trouble with words as usual? I don't know, just seeing that scene with her, when she was wrecked after seeing her brother die, and then when she went to John and was like laid in on him about, you know, it's his fault and that she's going to help him find the last piece, and she's gonna be with him till they find it for every second, every day. And just seeing that rage and that drive was just like, she just does such a great job. And this whole episode was so good. Like, the Legends just does such a great job. It's like every episode, I can't not say it enough. This season's just been so good. Like, I know they started like after the Crisis, but it's just been amazing this whole season. As upsetting as this episode, that last bit especially was, it was still a great episode. And it's gonna be, we didn't come back to Mick after, you know, they showed him going back to her house, to his daughter's house, or Allie's, and they're going back to their house. So I'm wondering if we're gonna even address that at all next episode, or if it's just gonna be mainly, you know, I mean, obviously most of it's gonna be dealing with Zari and, you know, her emotions, and probably maybe ignoring the emotions and just like focusing on researching and going after the totem, the last piece of the loom. But I don't know. No, next episode is probably gonna be a tough one. But guys, for now, that is it for this week's episode of Legends. Thank you guys for sticking around even though we're not putting up as many videos. We're getting back to it eventually. I promise. Patreon will be on hold until we can get things worked out. So don't worry about that. But yeah, thank you guys again for sticking around. I hope to see you guys next week.